He walked in with shoes dusted from long miles, a jacket wrinkled from sleepless travel. Around him the lounge gleamed. Glass-polished, leather chairs aligned in quiet order, chandeliers spilling light like melted gold. The contrast was sharp. Wealth carved into the room, weariness carved into him. A woman at the counter, face frozen in practiced disdain, met his eyes as if he had trespassed into a world that was not his. Guests in suits and silk turned, lips curled, whispers dripping like a chorus. He doesn't belong. He stepped forward, voice steady. I have a reservation. The manager's smile was thin, cutting. No need to check. You're not qualified. Her finger pressed a button beneath the desk. Two guards in pressed uniforms appeared, silent, but certain. He did not argue. He stood still, calm as stone, eyes watching. Absorbing every smirk, every dismissive glance, every judgment offered without question. They thought they had measured him in seconds. They thought the verdict was sealed. What no one in that room knew, what not even she knew, was that he had purchased the very air they were breathing. And this was only the beginning. He repeated his words, slower. This time, voice even, but unmistakable. I have a reservation. The syllables landed softly, but in a silence sharpened by judgment, they cut through like glass. The manager's arms folded, a barricade of arrogance. Her gaze traveled down his jacket, lingered on the dust at his shoes, then rose back up. As if to confirm her conclusion. He was an error in the system, a flaw in the polished mirror of her lounge. She did not touch the keyboard. She did not even glance at the screen that could have ended the question in seconds. From a velvet chair, a young man laughed under his breath loud enough for the room to hear. Wrong door, buddy. His companion smirked into a glass of wine, pleased to be part of the performance. Nearby, a married couple whispered. The woman shook her head. Not possible, he's a real member. Her husband agreed with a shrug. Returning to his newspaper, judgment already sealed without evidence. At the counter, the receptionist's fingers hovered above the keys. A flicker of doubt crossed his face, but the manager's cold stare anchored him in silence. He dropped his eyes, said nothing. The man remained patient, his breathing steady, his eyes scanning each face in turn, not in anger, but in record, every smirk, every whisper. Every refusal to see him as more than the dust on his shoes. Behind him, the guards shifted closer, boots heavy against the carpet, awaiting a signal. The air thickened. Conversations had stopped. All that remained was the weight of quiet ridicule, the collective dismissal of a man judged guilty for nothing but appearance. The paradox sat in plain sight. The one person with the most right to be here was the only one no one believed belonged. And the deeper the silence stretched, the stronger that lie felt, until contempt itself seemed to pass for truth. Slowly, without raising his voice, he reached into his jacket and drew out a single card. Titanium Elite, the highest tier. Embossed in metal, weighty, unmistakable. He placed it on the counter, flat, deliberate. Light from the ceiling struck its surface, scattering reflections like slivers of silver fire. For the first time, the room stirred. A sharp inhale escaped from a guest nearby, but it collapsed quickly into a strangled laugh. The manager leaned in. One glance, no pause. A smirk unfolded across her face, thin and cruel. Anyone can fake a card these days. The words dropped like stones into water, sending ripples across the lounge. A man in a tailored suit laughed outright, his shoulders shaking. The